and welcome back to another episode of Bright Connections. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today, just having a quick episode recap on how things have gone last couple of weeks with lacrosse and NHL playoffs and maybe some new shows to watch. So that's what we're going to talk about this week real quick. And then hopefully next week we will be back to normal episodes, if you will. Hopefully next week we'll be back to normal episodes, having a guest on, chatting it up, having a good time. So we just finished up lacrosse officially Saturday. So this last Saturday we had our end of the year event. Kids got the opportunity to do some competitions. It was a good time. They got to do fastest shot and most accurate shot and farthest throw, 40-yard dash, all kinds of fun activities for them to do, just to kind of see where they're at. And so they get a certificate at the end with their scores or their records, whatever you want to say. And we didn't really worry about a winner. We wanted to worry more about like where they were, so that when next year comes around, we do this end of the year thing again, they can see, oh, this is how far I've come since last year. My shot got 5 miles an hour faster. I was more accurate on my shot. I could throw it further. I could run faster. All that kind of stuff to see how much they improved over the year. But to them, obviously, it's competition. So they were, oh, how'd you do? Oh, I did better than you. Kids are. But anytime there's a competition, it's always fun to see the kids kind of step up their game and try to do better. So then we ended up the event. Other coach and I put on our gear and got to relive our old days and ran around the field and played with them. So we had like a coaches but with the kids. We kind of just played a game with them, just kind of messed around, did some behind the back shots and, all kinds of fun stuff. So they enjoyed that. And I enjoyed it too. I'm out of shape, but I enjoyed it. It was hot. I got tired real quick, but definitely a lot of fun. Jumping in there with them, kind of showing them the way, if you will. But just having a good time with them. I think that's a great way to end the season. Just to jump in with them and have some fun after a long, hard working season. To just remind them that all in all, what it comes down to is fun. The game's supposed to be fun, especially at their age. It's all about fun. Yes, you got to work hard. Yes, you got to play with respect, all that. But all in all, it comes down to fun. So we got to end the season on a good note. Had a good day for it. Everything went well. So the cross season is officially over. Kind of bittersweet in a way. I'm glad that I'm going to have a little more time now, but at the same time, for sure going to be sad not to be going to the lacrosse practice and see my buddies, all my little friends, just to hang out with them and teach them and change their lives, change their lives for the better. So, and they changed my lives too. Let's be honest. All these kids that come in and remind me that even from a young age, people can prove you wrong, and they can show you that anybody can do anything they want. Anybody can be a good person. Anybody can put their mind, set their mind to something and achieve it. And so they inspired me as well, as much as I inspired them. Hopefully, they did the same for me. So, but yeah, definitely be a little sad not to go practice and games and everything with them, but looking forward to the next time, the next event we do. Hopefully a couple things in the fall, and then kind of start back up in winter again, some indoor stuff. But so that's officially it for lacrosse. I don't think I'm gonna do any type of summer stuff. I think I'm gonna continue to focus on the podcast and the streaming, continue to try to grow those, and continue to try to just work on myself and then my product, and keep putting my time and effort into that and improving that. So, all right. So next we've got a NHL update. So we are officially at the semifinal of the Stanley Cup playoffs. 4 teams left. What? 4 teams left. The conference finals, if you will, East and West. So in the East, we've got the New York Islanders versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. New York Islanders probably a little bit of surprise. I think a lot of people picked the Bruins to beat them, but New York won 4-2 in that series. Tampa Bay Lightning probably not as much of a surprise. They're the reigning defending champions, so can't really count them out. Obviously, you gotta expect them to be around. They beat Carolina 4-1 in their last series. So Tampa Bay, New York Islanders. First game was actually yesterday. So after this comes out, the first game of that series will have been played. So Sunday afternoon it was played. So we'll see who wins that first game. And then Vegas and Montreal, their first game is Monday at 9 Eastern. So, and that was a little preview, I guess. The other side, the Western side, we've got Vegas versus Montreal. Vegas beat Colorado. Kind of, in my opinion, kind of a shock because the way Colorado was playing, the way they were flying, the way they flew through St. Louis, the way they were playing the first couple of games of that series, putting up huge goal numbers. I mean, they were flying. But Vegas turned it around. They figured it out. They finally put Fleury in net, which they messed up in the first game. They put Fleury in net, and look what happens. You win. But Vegas does move on past Colorado 4-2 in that series, and they play Montreal, which is by far the biggest surprise of the playoffs so far. I don't think many people picked them to be in the playoffs. People probably didn't pick them to beat Toronto in the first round. Definitely didn't pick them to sweep Winnipeg in the second round. I guarantee a lot of people didn't do that. So Montreal, I mean, I remember seeing a stat they talked about. They haven't trailed in a game in the last 6 games. I mean, they're cruising. Simply put, they're cruising. They are cruising and bruising right now, baby. Everything's going right for Montreal and their young team. Got some young guys who are playing well. The new guy, Cole Caulfield, he came up at the very end of the year, to the club from his college team, and it's been a breath of life to a team that, again, a lot of people probably didn't pick to do well, but he brought in some energy and kind of picked up everybody else's game. I mean, that's the way it works. When you have somebody that is a spark plug, if you will, to come in and just completely energize the locker room and the play on the ice, it's huge. It's huge. So Vegas and Montreal on the west side. So let's go to BK's picks. Tampa Bay versus New York. As well as New York has played, it's tough again for me to see them moving past Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, like I said, the defending champions. The way that their offense is, their power play. I mean, pretty much you put their power play unit on the ice, they're going to score. I mean, it's nasty sometimes. When you watch their highlights of their power play, the way they move the puck around, back, forth, left, right, up, down, and they just find tiny little spots and just rip it to the corners of the nets. It's crazy. Guys are good. So Tampa Bay with their offense and getting solid goaltending, obviously, from Vasilevsky, and good team, obviously. So I have to imagine Tampa Bay moves past New York. I'm going to say, I'll say in 6. I'll say 4-2. I'll say 4-2 for the series, putting Tampa Bay back in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And then on the other side, Vegas versus Montreal. Everybody's counting against Montreal. I mean, I bet again in this series nobody's gonna pick Montreal to win. Neither am I. Neither am I. I'm picking Vegas. As good of a run it's been for Montreal, Vegas has the experience in the playoffs. Um, they've got guys that just kind of know how to do it. Montreal really hasn't been there lately, and then you can always argue, well, then what about that youth, that the exuberance, that energy? Yeah, but a lot more than that has to go into comes into play in playoff time. So I have to imagine Vegas with their experience and their guys that know how to win, and Fleury in the net, man, the season that he's had, I got to pick Vegas. Not only that I want them to win, but I just think that they're the better equipped team right now than Montreal. I'm gonna say Vegas in 5. I'm gonna say Vegas in 5. As hot as Montreal's been, I think Vegas makes pretty short work of them to advance to the finals for them as well. So my final prediction: Tampa Bay Lightning versus Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup final. Heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Heard it here first. All right. Last but not least, I wanted to talk a few new shows that are out recently that are worth a look, and at least in my opinion. Of course, Disney Plus continues to bang out bangers. Throw out some huge shows that are anticipated by a lot of people. First one, Bad Batch, actually. So if you are a watcher of the Clone Wars animated series or the Star Wars Rebels, these are all Star Wars related shows. The Bad Batch is a show surrounding a group of misfit clones, if you will, who had like defects, and so they were kind of outcast from the rest of the clones, but they ended up being especially good at certain things. One guy has like enhanced senses, and one guy is really smart, one guy's really strong, and one guy has a deadly shot, can hit anything. So they all have their perks of what they're good at, and so together they form this company, this group of clones that go on special missions and all kinds of stuff. And so this kind of takes place after, slight spoiler, it takes place after Order 66. Okay, so it takes place after Order 66. So the rest of the clones have already had Order 66 take place. And so these guys, it kind of tells the story of what they do in this time period, after Order 66, after the Jedi were disbanded and outcast and, well, eradicated. And so this kind of takes their view. They have their own special types of missions, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good show. So far, we're about 6 or 7 episodes into the first season, and I've enjoyed them. Just like I enjoyed the Clone Wars. I was skeptical about it first, being an animated series with the Clone Wars. I did, at least. Then I watched it, and boy, was that cast aside that doubt. And Bad Batch hasn't disappointed either. I've enjoyed it a lot, and hopefully just getting started. So season 1, Bad Batch, go check it out. Disney Plus, it's a good one. Second thing just came out, Disney Plus, Loki. As you can imagine, Marvel fans, they knew about it. Loki, the story of Thor's brother Loki, the god of mischief, the one who villain in certain ways, has shown a good side every now and then, but so only the first episode just came out recently. So first episode has been out. So it's brand new. Just end up watching the first episode this weekend. Looks good. Looks good. Obviously, first episode, naturally, with especially a Marvel show, fairly confusing. Don't know what's going on for the most part, but it's all set up. It's all set up, and it looks like it's gonna be. Looks like it's gonna be the story of how Loki got pulled out of the timeline, as was kind of touched on in Endgame, in Avengers Endgame, when the Tesseract fell at his feet, he picked it up and vanished in Endgame. This kind of shows at that point what happens when he gets pulled out of the original timeline and how the ramifications of that alteration to the timeline and now how he's going to fit in. And I really am trying to avoid spoilers here. It seems like it's gonna be a different side of how this new organization is scooping up this alternate timeline Loki and trying to have him help them. It's gonna be an interesting take. Let's just go with that. But as always, Marvel shows are just fantastic. I'm obviously a huge Marvel fan. A lot of people are. And all these side shows, you got the movies, you got everything, but these side shows, they take a different view. They take a different view on these characters, and I think it's really intriguing that it's not just them fighting all the time. It's not just action and everything. It's their lives, lives of these people, these heroes, that the other side of it that you don't always see. It's not just fighting. It's not just saving the day. They go through their own struggle in a way. So it's cool. I love it. And so Loki, the new show, Disney Plus, check it out. Check it out. Should be a good one. Next one, another one on Disney Plus, Mighty Ducks Game Changers. So growing up, I was a huge Mighty Ducks fan, not only the real team, but the movies, the trilogy, the movies back in the day. A story about a group it was a youth hockey club, the Mighty Ducks, how they were, again, a bunch of misfits that came together behind a wonderful coach, Gordon Bombay, and achieved success just by working hard and having the right attitude. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's what it's all about. That's what life's all about, is having the right attitude, putting your mind to something, working hard, having respect for yourself, for others, for what you're doing. That's what it's all about. And so this new series, the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, talks about this new group who so they're actually not the Mighty Ducks anymore. So it takes a different little spin here. So the series starts out with, there is still a Mighty Ducks team, but it's a completely different team. It's a completely different aspect. They are now a powerhouse. They're a run everything by the book. Run the kids to death in practice. They've got their own private personal trainers, and they have to follow these crazy diets and this and that, and they wake up 5 a.m. and do this, and it's crazy. I mean, they kind of oversold how intense and how crazy the routines and practices and everything is, and kind of lose track of the fun of just playing hockey again. And so one of the kids gets cut from the team and kind of starts his own new team along with his mother. And so they put together their own fun team. Bad team at first. No good. Bunch of kids. One kid can't skate. One kid can't do anything. Their goalie doesn't move. So it's pretty funny to see. But again, it's all about having the right attitude, working hard, coming together as a team, as a family. And it kind of shows how they turn things around from being a really bad team to starting to work together, to start getting better, to start practicing. They get a good coach. Guess who comes back, baby? Gordon Bombay. Gordon Bombay comes back, works with the main kids, the main character's mother. They both kind of coach, and the kids, they come together and end up starting to find some success. but they're still having fun. And so that's all I really want to say. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's a good time. It shows. I mean, my parents actually brought this up to me first. They said, you gotta watch this. They loved it, and so I tuned in. I ended up watching the whole first season in a couple of days. I mean, it was that good. I was hooked. Watched the whole first season. But anyway, they talked about it. The show shows how you can come together as a team and support each other. It was all about supporting each other. They each had their own problems in life, and these kids showed great character and just camaraderie and teamwork and just caring for each other. It wasn't just about the sport; it was about being a family, and it was beautiful. I mean, I loved it. The aspect of just being there for each other, being a friend, being a support. Um, that's what it's about. It's about building chemistry. It's about building connections, and just being bright. Just being supportive, being positive, not only with yourself, but with your teammates, but with your friends, your family, your coworkers, everything. It all plays into normal life as well. Just because these shows are fake, if you will, fiction, the values and the virtues that they exemplify should be applied in real life to us. So how these kids went about their business and did what they did, really inspiring, really cool. um, great first season. Hopefully we've got more. I don't think they've announced yet if there's going to be more seasons or not, but they set it up for more seasons. Let's just say that the end of the first season, they set it up for more. So we'll see. But Mighty Ducks Game Changers, another good one to check out. Another good one to check out. Be sure to do so. Disney Plus, yet again. Moving away from Disney Plus, there is a show on CW. Um, they tend to have good superhero shows, so kind of keep it in the superhero category. But this one takes a different feel. Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois, new show on CW. Yes, it's Superman. Yes, it's superhero again, but it completely takes again another different aspect on their life. So it's about Superman and Lois, and they have two kids, two boys, who are teens, young teens, and it's about how they interact in high school and how they get by. It's just, I don't want to give too many spoilers. I think you should watch it, but it's the behind the scenes. It's not just all Superman fighting bad people. It's about them having struggles as a family, as parents to the kids. How do they handle things as adults, as parents? How do these kids get through troubles of being a teenager? So there's a lot of ways you can connect. If you're a new parent, see how you're not alone when you're having struggles with your kids. If you're a kid in high school, getting through these high school troubles, high school issues, with big changes. They moved to a new town. It's about getting comfortable with losing your friends from the other town and making new friends here, and the parents trying to set everything up in this new town, finding a job or everything. So it really takes a cool different side, different aspect on life. But obviously it's still Superman, so he's still being Superman, doing Superman things, and Lois being Lois Lane, still doing her thing as a reporter. And so it combines the two. It combines the normal life of Superman and Lois to the to the superhero side as well. So you've got normal life, superhero, and it just combines it. It's really cool. It's really intriguing. From the very first episode or two, I was like, wow, this is really cool. This is really cool. So it didn't take long for me to enjoy it. And so we're halfway through the first season so far, and it continues to intrigue me. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. So check that out as well. Superman and Lois, CW. Not sure if it's on any other thing, if it's on like Hulu or anything either, but Superman and Lois, check it out. It's a good one. And last but not least, another show I wanted to mention. It's technically not a new show per se, but second season just started up again. But a different show, something that you wouldn't really expect that I think is really cool. Lego Masters. Lego Masters on Fox. Basically, it's just building Legos, but these people that come on the show and they're making these crazy, crazy scenes, these crazy builds with Legos, and it really brings me back to my early days, my young days, and I still would love to build Legos, but they're so damn expensive. But I mean, just building Legos, just going back to your roots, and these people, these competitors that come on this show, and man, some of the stuff that they build is so cool. And it's so cool. I mean, they're building, like full setups of a theme park, or I know they've built scenes from movies before. Like you've got Star Wars scene, like they built like the AT-ST and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. So cool to see. A lot of fun. Just a different type of show. It's not an action packed. It's not a drama. It's a reality show, and it's just really cool to see some of the talents people have out there, man. So they have like different challenges and stuff that they have to complete in a certain episode or whatever, and just really cool, different. If you want to change the pace, go check out Lego Masters. I enjoy it. I think it's really cool. And if you liked Legos as a kid, there you go. There you go. You might like this. So, all right. So those are some new shows to check out. Feel free, per BK suggestion. And if you guys have any shows that maybe you are new shows that you like, that you think maybe I should watch, hit me up, shout it out. Let me hear. I'm always looking to try out new shows when I can. Obviously, don't have a ton of time, but if there's a show I really need to watch, is something out there that maybe I missed on, haven't heard about or something, let me hear it. All right. Last but not least, of course, bright story of the week. So mom was in the grocery store, and go figure, she first time actually back in the grocery store. She's been getting things delivered and everything. So she finally goes back out into the grocery store with all the changes to the pandemic, and she's in the grocery store in line for checkout. And she hears a little, not commotion, but she hears out of her ear, a woman who just has one single item or whatever, and she's in line, and she's ruffling through her purse, and she goes, you hear her say, "Oh shoot." And so she gets up and she says, "You know what? I forgot my wallet. I don't have my wallet. I don't know what to do. Is there any way I could can you hold this so I run home and get my wallet, come back, or anything like that?" And mom says without hesitation, a woman behind her, very pregnant, full term, ready to pop any day probably, with her child of her own already at her side. No hesitation, steps up right away, says, "You know what? I got her. I'll cover it for her. I'll take care of it." Pays for the woman's item, and just like I said, without hesitation, no thought about it at all, just said, "I got you. No worries. It's just a little thing. I can help you out." And mom said it was really inspiring, because for someone to be having her own things to worry about, just instantly think of somebody else. And the pregnant lady ended up saying, just trying to spread it, spread the brightness. She didn't use the word brightness, but trying to spread the kindness, trying to spread maybe a little bit of positive karma. She said down the road, maybe a little bit of good will come back my way. And that's fine to think that way. That's a good way to think about it. You keep spreading the brightness. If you think maybe down the road something will come back good for me, that's only natural. It's only natural. But doing that first thing of spreading it first, spreading the nice deeds, or doing the nice deeds, or spreading the kindness in the first place, is how it all starts. If that first person doesn't do it, how is it supposed to come back? So you got to be the initiator sometimes. and it was really cool to see that woman do it. Mom said she kind of beat her to the punch. Mom said she was thinking about doing the same thing and helping the lady out, but the other woman kind of jumped in instantly and took care of it. And just again, a simple deed, but something that I'm sure that lady will remember, for a long time. Just, man, I didn't have my wallet. It was something I wanted to just grab and picking up real quick, and I couldn't get it. And that lady saved me time and effort, not having to go home and come back or whatever. Just a simple deed, but I guarantee brighten up her day. It brightened up the pregnant woman's day. It brightened up my mother's day, seeing it. It's just simple things that go a long way. So we're still out here doing it. First day back out in the world, and we're already noticing bright stories, guys. They're available. They're there. People are doing them. You can too. So I continue to urge you to make your own bright connections, make your own bright stories, continue to just do nice things for people, recognize nice things from other people, and continue to share them so I can continue to share them with everyone else as well. Just continue to inspire and uplift and keep us bright, keep us all bright. So, all right, guys, that's it for today's episode. Like I said, hopefully we've got full episodes coming right around the corner. Good times ahead. We're back with Bright Connections. Looking forward to bringing you more great content. Can't wait. I love doing this, and I love hearing feedback from you guys. So obviously, as always, if you could follow social media, Bright Connections, make comments, likes, the YouTube videos. It's really beneficial to comment and like and obviously share. That's the biggest thing is word of mouth, if you will. If you tell people about this, you tell people about me, what I'm trying to achieve, what I'm trying to accomplish, that does more than you imagine. It's really where it all starts, is word of mouth. So if you could take the time just to spread the word, tell people about this, about me, what I'm trying to achieve. I'm ever grateful. I could not, be more thankful and appreciative for anyone that has helped me out with that. So again, following social media, helping out on the YouTube videos, and anything else you could do, I would greatly appreciate. And then I'll continue to just try to do my own part and spread the brightness to everyone in my life as well. We can all be bright characters. We all have brightness in us. It's up to us to continue to bring it forward. So keep doing your thing, guys. Appreciate everything. Appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful and bright week. Take care.